Welcome back to the 25 Days of Puppy Christmas Cards, where we're helping you decide what you're going to do for your Christmas cards this year with your pups. Now, the best part of this is that there are 25 days in this series, meaning the other 24 can be used as an advent calendar on your social media once you pick which one you're using for your Christmas cards. And this is actually a very easy one to do. You are going to get a bit of nostalgia with this one because we are doing matching sweaters with your dogs. This is very, very simple, and it doesn't have to be exactly matching. It can be all in the same color family. As a professional photographer, we typically tell our clients don't be super matchy with your family because that looks very dated. But because we are modernizing it with our dogs and keeping them as a focus, this is actually a really good opportunity to bring that nostalgia back. And so you can do matching sweaters. So you'll see with mine, I have identical sweaters with my dogs. They're from the same brand, same store, same everything. But you can do same color family. It doesn't have to be the exact same things. You can put everybody in the same color. You can have colors that complement or work well with each other, or same color, different designs. Whatever works best for you is going to work for these images. And so we're going to focus on doing our sweaters, and we are going to focus on creating just a really cute image that can be inside, outside, very simplistic to do. The 25 Days of Puppy Christmas Card series can be done with one or many dogs, created with a traditional camera or your phone, done in your house or outside, and range from elegant and refined to fun and quirky, so there's a fit for everyone. And don't forget, these photo shoot ideas also make for great social media advent calendars, even if they aren't all going to be used on your Christmas cards. If you're using a traditional camera, I recommend you set up a remote shutter release through a clicker or an app on your phone so you can take photos from where you're posed. If you're using your phone, I recommend you set it to cinematic video and take screenshots of the best frames after, since pups tend to move around a lot and you don't want to stress over missing the shot. Each of these episodes is designed for a specific card template that will link in the caption, but you can use this on whatever template works best for you. For this card, we are going with a standard horizontal image, but you can do this vertical if you want. This is going to be like a 5x7 type card, and you are just going to set yourself up with your dog or dogs and take pictures in those matching sweaters. So you don't need extra props. You don't need to be in any particular location. I jumped on my couch for this one just to show you how easy and accessible it is inside of your own home. You don't even have to leave. It doesn't even have to have super nice things around it. You can just use a couch and then crop it in to do your images. And you can do this outside if you want. You can go into different locations and make it a little bit fancier, a little bit less fancy. If you want to put decorations around you, if you want to be near your tree, you can do whatever you want. It can be a busy background. It could be a blank background. It is up to you. The focus here is you and your dogs in your matching sweaters. And then we're going to have the Merry Christmas overlay. So very simple message on this one. We're not doing too much to catch the eye because the focus should be on you and your dogs. So I like to keep things on the simpler side for this. You can do whatever you want. If you want to have your Christmas tree with the lights lit up in the background, that's going to look extra Christmassy. If you want to go outside and you want to have just the beautiful outside as your background, you can do that as well. But keep in mind that the words have to be able to be seen. So you might have to play with your fonts a little bit. You may have to add some gradients. You might have to do a little bit of retouching or editing on your exposure to make sure that those words are seen, especially if there's a busier background. Now, with that in mind, you are going to sit down and you're going to take your images. And so this is very simple to do. If you're using your camera, you're going to connect to a remote shutter release app, or you're going to have a clicker that you can take these photos with. If you're using your phone, you're just going to set it up on cinematic mode and just record video and take screenshots of it later so you don't have to constantly run back and forth, because that's really hard to do with dogs, although some phones do have the remote shutter release clickers. So you can grab one of those and when you go and sit down or stand next to your dog, then you have the ability to just click the photos as needed. I like to do it on video because dogs move around and they're so spastic. Oftentimes you will not get the face that you wanted. So with that in mind, you are going to take your photos and we're going to create our cards. Import your image into Photoshop or whatever photo editing platform you are going to be using, and you're going to start with your local retouching, meaning if you need to fix anything on your face, on the puppy's faces, if you have stray dog fur hair on the sweaters, you can go ahead and use your spot heal tool or your clone tool to do that. We've talked about that in other videos. And then you're going to decide if you need to tweak anything with your background. Now, this is a little weird because I've got my couch here. I've kind of removed some of the extra stuff. If I wanted to, and I probably will, crop this in, I'll probably make this more of a square, or I'll have just more of a cropped in version of this, but we're going to do that a little bit later on. So I'm going to go ahead and undo that part. What I think I might do is actually, I'm considering changing my background color. I love to do that, especially with these boring blank walls. And so I'm just going to use my color picker tool, and I'm going to grab the color in one of our sweaters. All of our sweaters match, so it works. And then from here, what I'm going to do is duplicate this layer, And I am going to click on select subject, and you'll see how it doesn't pick up everything because of the colors that I have chosen. And so I can either grab my quick selection tool and I can just magically make most of that cooperate. You can see how there's a little bit right here around the puppy paws that I'm going to need to add in by holding my shift key down and using my lasso tool to move that in there. And then I am just going to, if I don't want to have like the flooring, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab that as well, just to make sure that that's not part of what is getting dyed. You can see it just grabbed a little bit of her head, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that. And then from there, I can do this one of two ways. I can either put a layer mask on it, so I'm just going to click on my layer mask, and that actually removes it. So if I turn off the background layer, you can see where it cuts it out. Otherwise, I can just go up to select and go down to the inverse button, and that will just grab the wall, at which point I can add a layer and paint that on. Because I have duplicated my layer and I use that layer mask, I'm adding in a layer. And then I'm just going to come in on my brush tool. I've already grabbed the swatch color that I need because I use my color picker tool. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to paint that in. Now you can tell it's very clearly painted. So all I have to do now is change my blend mode. So I'm going to go on the bottom right-hand side. I'm going to click on normal and I'm going to go all the way down to either color or hue, depending on what I'm going to need or what I'm going to want. And then I'm going to lower my opacity so that it looks a little more natural. Now it depends on what colors you're using, that you can change those colors to make them match a little bit better on what you want, but this is a really easy way to kind of tinge that background to match your colors or not, depending on what you're doing inside of your Christmas card. Now from there, if I do want to change the sizing of this, I have two options for this. I can either open a new file in the size that I want for my card, or I can just crop things out using that crop tool, and it can do either a square or a rectangle, and then you are good to go. With a Christmas card like this, we are going to use this blank space to our advantage with those big, bold letters that match the color of our sweaters. In this particular one, I have the drop down with that touch of metallic with the stars. That really makes the entire thing pop. And if you want this specific template, I will link that down below for you. Otherwise, you can use any template that just uses one singular image with some blank space to really focus on those words. Of course, down near the bottom somewhere, you can either sign your names or you can write love and all of your names, whatever you want, whatever works best for you. Or you can write your message on the back of your card for the people you are sending that out to. But this is a really nice way to focus in on what is the center of attention, you and your pup or pups, and you then can bring in those big, bold words. If you have taken an up-close image of yourself and your dog, maybe you want those big, bold words off to the side, but this is a really great way to do this. And if you're doing a close-up of you and your pup, you can set it up just like this as well, but you also may want to extend your background size so that it goes up rather than sideways. We're just going to pull it up a little bit higher here. You can extend that background just a little bit. You can go over to the side if you want. You can really change how this is going to look depending on what you need for your size card. And then if that is in fact what you are going to be doing, you just rearrange your words so that they fit a little bit better on your card. We are focusing on the single image for this card. We want you to be the focus. The sweaters that you're wearing are incredibly cute, and that needs to be the focus of your image. Do not have multiple images on this card or it's going to detract from what you are creating. Of course, if you are printing this, you can work with any template that you want. You can grab things from your printer sometimes, but be forewarned, other people may be using those as well. You can design your own, which I love to do because it allows you to fully customize for the specific look that you are trying to get with your Christmas cards. Or if you happen to love the one that I created, I'll link that down in the caption for you as well that you can grab and use inside of your Christmas cards. And you want to make sure, of course, that you are representing whatever color scheme you are doing inside of your Christmas cards. I picked these really cute green sweaters. These are actually, if you want the sweaters that I got, they have them in multiple colors. They're from JCPenney. They were on sale when I got them. So they have matching person and dog, and they've got a range of dog sizes and people sizes, and again, colors. I bought them in red, I bought them in pink, I bought them in green, this green color, but there were lots of other colors that you could choose from as well. They usually have these on sale every year, so if you're watching this well into the future, I would check. They tend to have those on sale a lot, but you can find whatever you want, wherever you want. And if you are thinking about different types of dog clothing, stay tuned because we're actually going to be giving you a really great shoot for matching pajamas. We've got some bandanas and hats and all sorts of really great things to spice up your pictures and make your pooch look extra cute inside of the pictures that you are taking. But those are in the upcoming episodes. And the best part is you can go through the 25-day series here, pick your Christmas card, and then use the rest of these as social media posts. I love to say you can use this as an advent calendar for the 25 days of Christmas starting December 1st. but you also have the ability to just pick and choose the ones that you want as needed. These are here for you to be ideas, to be resources so that you can create your own imagery of you and your pets that you will have in the future. There's lots of fun things that you can do with this. And we give you lots of little tips on how you can be creating extra memories by filming the videos, by doing behind the scenes, all those great things. So if you are going to be using these on social media, let me know. I would love to take a look. I would love to give you a like and a comment, and I would love to share what you're doing and show you guys off, really hype you up out on the internet once you start releasing these in December. If you got questions, go ahead and drop them down below, but follow along, because we are just getting started with the 25 days of puppy Christmas card ideas that you can be using right now and well into the future so that you don't have to figure out what you're going to do with your Christmas cards for your dogs, and daily videos helping you navigate the world of being a dog parent. We've got all sorts of fun behind the scenes, tips and tricks, and ways that you can be enhancing your photography, video, and content creation skills with your dogs so you have those memories throughout their life. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.